We are talking to the community about Waiaroha, our water treatment, storage and education facility in Central Hastings. As part of this, we have asked teachers and students how they see Waiaroha helping all of us to develop a greater understanding of the precious resource that is water.
Water resource is obviously a critical resource globally and locally. We need it for our health, and we also need it for our economy in Hawke's Bay, especially agriculture and horticulture. Our economy is built on water, and so it's vital that we all have an understanding of where it comes from, how it gets to us and what happens when it gets here, what council has to do to get it from the ground to our taps. The more that we can understand that, the better off we're all going to be. In terms of resources, for when I take my Year 9 class to Waiaroha, having an ability to show them where the water comes from and then following its journey all the way down to the aquifer underneath us and then how it gets from there to here is going to be really valuable for them. Having information and signs and being able to look in and see the actual process of water being treated, that will be valuable for the students as well. So they get an understanding of it doesn't just come out of the ground. There are lots of things that go on. There's lots of infrastructure that's involved, and being able to see that will be very valuable to them. Also in the senior curriculum, as part of our study of extreme natural events, we look at what makes places more or less vulnerable to extreme natural events. And so these water tanks will make Hastings less vulnerable to extreme events. And so we look at that from how they'll be protected against an earthquake and liquefaction, but also how that provides water security for us during that time.
The water cycle itself is part of our curriculum. It's part of our natural science curriculum. And so for our students to learn on site, to look at water, to get that idea about water flowing from the mountain, arriving in the mountain and going towards the sea, I can see that that's going to be ideal for our kids, even for our teachers. To look at the way we use water, both in the agriculture side of it and also in the domestic side. It's a major part of our life, and it's very, very much part of our curriculum, even the social studies curriculum, to do with transport, to do with, and in the science again, to do with electricity generation. All of these things are very much part of our primary school curriculum. So I see the Educational Resource Centre over there being well used by our staff. I think the way we would use it is I would like to be able to see an Education Resource Centre person over there, that like an education officer, who could actually facilitate the education for the students and for the teachers. I would see that there would be hands-on activities for the kids to be turning valves on, turning valves off, some form of videos showing the different uses of water in the environment. And even, look, there's a hidden resource under the Hiratonga Plains, the aquifers. I mean, to me, I've lived in Hawke's Bay for a long time. The aquifer, it's this wonderful piece of water under the earth. I've got no idea about it. So I'm really interested to see how that can be brought to life for the kids to see and to actually appreciate. I mean, it's a fantastic resource under the ground.
Water is crucial to everything we do. At Kōwhai Special School, we use water both as an element within play and a therapeutic tool. In our sensory playgrounds, water is used with sand and dirt. It's also used within construction activities to make water travel, to support with measurement play for maths, and for washing, pouring and flicking. It would be great to have another facility that we could take our students to learn more about water.
I love the Waiaroha project. I like how big and obvious the design is, because this will make people notice it and therefore be more engaged in learning about what happens with our water in the Hastings community. Furthermore, I see this as a really great place for school kids and even adults to come and learn about how the water is treated in Hawke's Bay.
I really like the Waiaroha project. I think often you don't think more about water when you turn on your tap, but it really provides you an opportunity to learn more about where water comes from, and while also taking you on a cultural journey. And being so open and transparent really encourages further generations to really think about water treatment and encourage them to think of new innovative ways to treat water.
My favourite thing about water is it is healthy for me.
I like to have a shower and drinking water.
I'm drinking water. My kid knows mother too. She's drinking water too.
My favorite part about water is I can use it to make other drinks, such as hot chocolates, Coca-Cola, and frozen Cokes.